Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Crypto Insider channel. I am the Crypto Insider, back with another cryptocurrency video for the YouTubes today, which is April 22nd, 2020, and I've just been greeted by the official mascot of the Crypto Insider channel, Ziggy the Black Labrador, who's wondering what I'm doing and who is being uncharacteristically annoying this morning. So that's his job, and he's very good at it. We're going to talk about a few different things today, one of which is inflation and Bitcoin. We got a little bit of XRP news, not much, certainly nothing that compares with the Ripple suing Google news that we had yesterday. But before we jump into the price action and everything that's going on, I'd like to say that I'm not a financial advisor, certified financial planner, tax accountant, stockbroker. I am a guy on the internet. Treat me as a guy on the internet, right? So I I have worked in the fintech space for a long time, and I try to bring some of the stuff I see happening with a lot of large financial institutions into the mix now and again. But yeah, for the most part, I'm a guy on the internet, and before you invest in anything, definitely do your due diligence and talk with your planners and people, and make sure you're not investing anything you can't afford to lose. Let's go to Live Coin Watch. We have a few things happening overnight. Um, Bitcoin dominance is not changed significantly since yesterday, still around that 64% mark. The market cap, however, has reclaimed that 200 billion marker that we were toying with and teetering with. Let's see if it can hold. Bitcoin sitting at 7,100, up 4% since yesterday. XRP sitting at almost 19 cents, 0.188 dollars or 18.8 cents at 1.99% up since yesterday. Most everything in the top 10 is up. Notable gainers are Binance at 5.45%, and then once you get out of the top 10 or in the top 10 and top 12 is where our Tezos and Link positions are. Tezos is up 7.81% from yesterday, so that's a nice gain, sitting at $2.32. Link is at 0.36 or 3.68, up 6.14% from yesterday. Both are very nice gains, and Link has really been probably the best performing crypto asset over the past few weeks. Tezos not far behind it. And they're both two positions we've been espousing here at the channel for many, many months. Another one is HBAR we like, so we always like to check in on it because it's cheap enough. You can pick up a whole slew of it for not too much, but it's up 5.5% from yesterday. So some good gains there overnight. We'll see if the trend continues. I don't know if this is because the traditional market, the Dow, is also up today. But we're going to see some swings there. So hopefully we don't have a one-to-one correlation going on where when the stock market's up, the crypto's up, because that's not a great sign in my opinion. I would like to see crypto stand on its own, and I would like to see the coins stand on their own from Bitcoin, but everything's correlated to a degree, and it's just a reality of markets that I have to live with. Looking at the XRP Technical Analysis, we had some overboughts here in the oscillators. These are all good signs, but remember they can change on a dime. Up, and we're down 0.06% in the last hour, so that's going to change. As I refresh the screen, that could probably change. Yeah, now we're up 0.09%. So it's just that volatility and what's happening right now affects these indicators and numbers here, especially in this first column. Um, Everything is pretty much green. I'm not going to say that we've turned a corner or anything yet. I expect there to be more pullbacks, more boosts, more pullbacks. It's the way of the market. So the higher she goes, the further she falls, and until there's a clear pattern breakout, I'm not going to get too excited just on either way. You know, you're better off not to get too excited just on the daily success or failure of the previous 24 hours. And that's generally what we're talking about when I go through the prices here, what happened since yesterday. Um, it's best not to make your long-term investment strategies on 24-hour price actions. Okay, the first story we have is XRP Boost Ripple license exemption in Singapore by Andreas Townsend, and this is a very poorly written article, but it has a nice picture of Singapore. One of the interesting things in it, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, is just that I did not know Ripple is operating without a license in Singapore until July 28th. And the report does not say whether Ripple will continue to work in the country with a license after that, or if they will have to cease operations. Um, I don't know, but from the fintech world, I can say if you're operating in Singapore, if you're not operating in Singapore, you want to be operating in Singapore. So my guess is they're going to do everything they can. I think Ripple's very interested in that SEA market, and I believe they will do whatever they can to remain in Singapore, whether it entails getting some sort of licensing or not, if they're able to get another exemption. Uh, so I wouldn't put too much fear in an article that says, they're operating there without a license till July 28th. Chances are they're doing everything they can to stay in Singapore. BeInCrypto.com. This one was by Raul N. Tezos and Cardano ranked top of the class in technology by Weiss. The Weiss ratings agency has released its latest cryptocurrency rankings with some surprising updates to the list. Not really. Tezos and Cardano came out on top in the technology category, while Bitcoin, Ethereum, and IOTA hold the top three spots in overall ratings. The only other networks to be given ratings of excellence in technology were Cardano, Cosmos, and Phantom. Meanwhile, Bitcoin and Ethereum have been rated as fair and good, respectively. However, these two blockchains are the only ones to be given an A grade for adoption. As for the overall rankings, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and IOTA take the top three spots, with XRP following closely behind at a B+. Litecoin also has a B+. Um, Let's see. The latter has endured challenges of its own, despite nabbing over 300 partners for its global payments network called RippleNet. Actually, I think it's called ODL now. The overall rankings take into account adoption, technology, price, and risk-reward ratios. We're going to see if Ripple keeps going the way they have been over the past couple of years. We're going to see that market grade performance go up probably, or that technology adoption grade, whichever one takes into account the utility. We have I don't know if whoever wrote this article or whoever grades these at Weiss, I don't know if they've even looked at things like the liquidity bot and how much wealth is being transferred with XRP. I think Spitzo, right, the Mexican exchange, the Mexican ODL corridor, said that they do something like 2.5% or 10% of all remittances to Mexico are now going over ODL. It's a big number, anyways. So that utility is increasing. If you're one of the people that believe that utility is going to drive adoption and that's going to in turn drive price, I think Ripple's in a very good spot. I think XRP is in a very good spot. Unfortunately, it's not broken away from Bitcoin yet, but neither has most other coins. So, you've got to endure the lumps and bumps that Bitcoin's going to take us on, and things like the coronavirus are going to take us on until basically until a clear winner is chosen by the markets. And I think XRP is in a spot where it could become a clear winner. Bitcoin, and I'll talk about this more in the next article. With inflation on the way, Bitcoin could soon stand out. And again, I don't want to. We're seeing read the whole thing, but I'll read some of it. We are seeing a flight to safety, and the ultimate sanctuary in this climate has been the U.S. dollar, drawing capital from emerging market countries, with those whose economies are relying on natural resources left especially vulnerable. The Fed printing dollars to have a balance sheet of over 6 trillion, as well as the IMF offering SDRs, means that the dollar supply is going up. Year to date, the S&P 500 is down 13.9. Over the same period, Bitcoin is only down 3.3. Gold's moved up 13.6. So, the trend is showing a flight to safety, with gold being considered traditionally a very safe haven for your assets. Um, but the important part of this article is inflation is coming. When the tide goes out, all boats sink, and that's what we've seen in this initial phase of the crisis. Bitcoin and digital currencies have been affected to a similar degree in the short term, like traditional equity markets. But in the mid to long term, we might see some shifts when investors start to look at future scenarios as dust settles. One thing is clear, inflation is coming, so TIPs, gold, and utilities are the traditional ports of call. Bitcoin also fits the mold. Highly leveraged companies will be in trouble in the short term without the ability to pass through rising costs. So the S&P will be a mixed bag where some companies will be caught with declining margins and others with demand rebounds as the Fed's cash injection stimulating demand will have the ability to pass through their costs and increase revenues. Okay, so that's a lot of gobbledygook in those two paragraphs. And you can tell it's written by the CEO of cryptocompare.com. It's risk off across markets. Bitcoin is still novel and as great as a means of transferring value quickly, person to person, but bad at holding value. And it's supposed to be. The argument from the maxis is that it's a store of value. The theory is that with time this will change, but quite clearly it is nascent, fragmented markets at present and isn't fulfilling the digital gold story. Um, Eventually that's what we're going to see. You know, you can argue, well, look at the price of Bitcoin all day long. Price isn't necessarily an indicator of value. It's just an indicator of popularity, more so in the cryptocurrency market. At some point, the better tech is going to win. And I'm not saying that people can't make money in Bitcoin or that there's not further room to grow, but at some point, the house of cards is going to topple with Bitcoin and people are going to go into things that they can use. Right now, the vast majority of people buying any cryptocurrency are speculators. They're people that want to make gains in the market. But as more money comes into the market, that may not even be the case. People are not necessarily, probably in 20 years, going to be investing in cryptocurrency. They're going to be using cryptocurrency. And when that happens, you want to be with the crypto that has the best use case and the best utility. I'm sorry, Bitcoin Maxi, if you think that's Bitcoin, you're sadly mistaken. It's like everybody has a car. You don't see many Model Ts out on the highway. Well, you don't see many cars at all out on the highway now with the coronavirus. But um, it's a great car. Um, when it came out, it was wonderful. It was the first one. It was the best one. But now, do you really want to drive a Model T down one of our highways now? And go 35 miles an hour. No, you obviously would not want to do that. And that's what I feel, my personal opinion, you could be doing if you're a Bitcoin maxi. And it's not any sort of irrational hatred of Bitcoin. It's just the way It's just the way that tech boils out. I have some Bitcoin. I do think you could probably make some money in the market. I just don't know for how long, and I think it's going to hit a wall at some point. um, Anyways, that's pretty much it for my video today. I'm sorry I'm coughing a little and a little bit distracted today. Thanks, Ziggy the dog. Uh, but I'm going to pop up some additional videos for you to click on and continue your crypto insider journey. I thank you for watching. Oh, we didn't do our donations today. I know the music's playing, but we did make the donation of 5 XRP, but the confirmation tweet did not come back from @goodxrp yet. Sometimes they have issues with that, but you may see it come through later today. Anyway, thanks for watching. We will be back soon.